Watching Fox spiral out of control, it's like a new favorite hobby of mine. And now with Vice President Kamala Harris making her VP selection, Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota, boy, oh boy, is Fox melting down. Here is Laura Ingraham, who I think, Laura, it's time for some new writers. Play the clip.
Yet she goes reflexively to Minnesota because she felt he was loyal. It's been reported on CNN today that he was loyal. I thought they said Trump had a loyalty test. They didn't like that.
Yeah, I also thought it was interesting where he said that I'll have President Harris's back if we get elected. What is he comparing that to? Is he comparing that to Kamala Harris with Joe Biden? I didn't understand what that meant at all. It made no sense. But it did make me think, oh, is he saying that Kamala Harris stabbed Joe Biden in the back and managed to get the Democratic nomination through using the entire party powerful apparatus and money bagmen to take the nomination away from him and give it to her? Is that what he was saying? I don't know. It was really weird. But
next up, you have Jesse Waters on Fox. Jesse, new writers. Here, play the clip.
Democrats can't be honest about who they are. They have to lie to you and hide their positions.
Yeah, it's getting really pathetic. And it gets extra pathetic when they have to bring Stephen Miller out, who goes, Tim Walz, by the way, is a very successful governor in Minnesota. Stephen Miller goes, they're going to turn the Midwest into Mogadishu. Play the clip.
He is the biggest booster in the whole country for unlimited refugee resettlement. That means under the Harris-Walz plan, they're going to turn the entire Midwest into Mogadishu. That's their plan. That's their policy. I don't think there's a market for that in the United States of America.
Yeah, they've got nothing. And just watching them embarrass themselves on Fox and watching Fox totally lose control, it's a sight to behold. By the way, here is Kevin McCarthy saying that when he served in Congress with Governor Walz, at the time Governor Walz was a member of Congress from 2007 to 2019, McCarthy says he was like Bernie Sanders. Here, play the clip.
This is the most extreme. This is going from San Francisco to, here you go into Minnesota, the area that even Ronald Reagan could not win. This is what's so amazing to me. I served with Tim. We came into Congress together. He's known for being the Bernie Sanders of Congress, but to combine.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's ever actually said that, but okay, Kevin McCarthy, you are now a authority on these things. You got kicked out by your own party from the House of Representatives and from the speakership. Back to Stephen Miller, just the name calling. He's just like, they're morons. They're idiots. Or play the clip.
This man is a moron. He is an incompetent. He is a radical. And he is going to turn the entire Midwest into a third world state. This is a disaster for America. We have to beat this guy, and we have to beat Harris in November.
By the way, could I just, I feel like I need to do a little bit of a refresher over here after showing you Stephen Miller repeatedly. I'm sorry about that. Here's Governor Walz, the VP pick of Vice President Kamala Harris, now the presumptive VP of the Democratic Party, Governor Walz, giving a speech challenging J.D. Vance, or as I call him, Shady Vance, to a debate, saying, Shady Vance, get off the couch and debate me. Play the clip.
Like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, J.D. studied at Yale, had his career funded by Silicon Valley billionaires, and then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on! That's not what middle America is. And I gotta tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy. That is if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So, you see what I did there?
Hey, Meidas Mighty, with all these videos that I've been doing recently, and as I get a little bit older, it's important that I take care of my body, take care of my health, just be a little bit more intentional with the way I live. It's why I eat Mosh bars daily. Mosh was founded by Maria Shriver and her son, Patrick Schwarzenegger. Their mission was to create a conversation about brain health through food education and research. You see, Maria's father suffered from Alzheimer's, and since then, she and her son Patrick have dedicated themselves to finding ways to help other families with this debilitating disease. So they joined forces with some of the top scientists and functional nutritionists to go beyond your average protein bar with 10 delicious flavors, including 3 that are plant-based. Each Mosh bar is made with ingredients to support brain health like ashwagandha, lion's mane, collagen, and omega-3s. And now, Mosh has a new look and new formulation featuring a game-changing brain-boosting ingredient you're not going to find in any other bar. Mosh is now the first and only food brand boosted with Cognizin, a premium nootropic that supplies the brain with a patented form of cytokinin. I've absolutely loved the flavor of their banana bread bars, and nothing feels better than getting a nutritious energy kick while knowing it's supporting my brain health. So if you want to find ways to give back to others and fuel your body and your brain, Mosh bars are the perfect choice for you. Go to moshlife.com/Meidas, save 20% plus free shipping on either the bestsellers trial pack or the new plant-based trial pack. That's 20% off plus free shipping on either the bestsellers or plant-based trial pack at moshlife.com/Meidas. Thank you, Mosh. That's moshlife.com/Meidas. Thanks for sponsoring this episode. Then Jessica Tarlo was just incredible. The only kind of pro-democracy voice really on Fox right now. And here she's like, you could throw around the word socialist as much as you want, telling the MAGA Republicans on our panel. But like, can we be clear about Minnesota, like leading the country in Fortune 500 businesses there? Play the clip.
And that Governor Walz brings a lot of experience that she wanted on the ticket, not only his time in Congress, where he was, I think, the 7th most conservative Democrat in the House, someone who is a gun owner, someone who does have those Midwestern values, but his executive experience in Minnesota. And I've seen, and Jesse just radiated some of them, the attacks on him as a socialist. I don't know what kind of socialist runs the number 6 best state in America for big business. Target is there for a reason. 3M is there for a reason. United Healthcare is there for a reason. General Mills is there for a reason. And the kinds of things that he has gotten past are exactly the kinds of things that Kamala Harris wants to talk about. Things like paid sick leave, $2.3 billion into public schools. He did a huge infrastructure bill.
Was this your top pick?
Yeah, actually it was. In the last couple of days, I was honestly happy with all 4 finalists. And if it had been Andy Beshear, Mark Kelly, Tim Walz, or Josh Shapiro, I would have been happy. But what you're going to see is the right trying to define him as Jesse did. But you're going to see that side-by-side picture of Tim Walz after he signed free school breakfast and free lunch. And someone like Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who is a star in the Republican Party, got a prime speaking spot at the RNC, signing a bill to allow kids under 16 to be able to work. That is the contrast here. A guy who wants to put food in kids' bellies and someone who wants kids to be able to work. And he's the real deal. He is what J.D. Vance wishes that he were.
And Jessica Tarlo then saying some basic facts here. Play the clip.
He's lived there for 4 years.
Okay. What do boys need tampons for?
I don't know about
Why
this
is he
tampon
giving
in the
little
bathroom.
boys tampons then?
Why is he giving illegals driver's licenses? Why?
Not so they can vote, which I'm sure is where you're going with this.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay,
I'm asking a simple question.
Tim,
why would you give an illegal a driver's license?
So that they could be able to drive a car to get to their jobs?
And what do you think the chances are that they're going to have insurance on that car, or that there's, I mean, if you look at any of the statistics relating to accidents with illegals, there's a real problem for Americans.
So most accidents are from undocumented people in
No,
America?
no, what I'm saying is when they get into accidents, they don't have insurance.
If you can
Jessica Tarlo saying, if you think this name calling and talking about Vice President Kamala Harris's race and being weird, if that's your approach, like, you realize you're going to lose, right? Here, play this clip.
They don't have insurance.
If you continue running a campaign like this, where you're attacking him in that way, where you're talking about Kamala as someone who doesn't know anything, who's incompetent, there's a higher likelihood that the Republicans will lose. If you want to talk about issues, that's, I think, a good way to go about it if I were to be advising Republicans, which I am.
Back to Jesse Waters, who goes, you know what Tim Walz did? He turned the flag of Minnesota into the Somalian flag. Again, it's just so pathetic. Not even grasping at straws. It's like grasping at like the dribble of whatever. Here, play this clip.
This guy put tampons in boys' bathrooms. 4th grade boys' bathrooms, tampons. He wants CRT taught. He was all about toppling the Columbus statue. This guy changed the flag of this state to look more like Somalia. What is wrong with this guy?
I got to show you more from Jessica Tarlo here. She was pitch perfect. And she goes, you know how like when Shady Vance was giving his speech, he was literally standing in front of a sign that said Kamala, and it covered up where they were trying to say Kamala Chaos. And so it just said Kamala. Here, play this clip.
Oh, no, I got mine. Okay, I got plenty of mine.
So here's the question, Jessica. To Jesse's point, apparently the Trump campaign is rather pleased with this pick. They think it'll be easier to beat them.
Yeah, they're definitely projecting that. I saw J.D. Vance this morning in front of a huge Kamala sign where you couldn't even read the chaos. So everything is going really well for that side of the aisle. And they were going to...
Jesse Waters just saying random things. Why did Governor Walz vacation in China? Here, play this clip.
Jessica, I have to ask, why did he honeymoon in China?
What?
He's been to China 30 times. That's strange.
Oh,
I find that
was he there with Hunter Biden?
Suspicious.
Okay.
Someone should look into it.
Okay.
Dude, Donald Trump has fake bank accounts in China. What are you even talking about? And here's Fox. This was when Governor Walz was announced. Fox came up with this compilation against Governor Walz, as though these things that they are mentioning are like bad things, like free lunches to children and protecting women's reproductive rights. Here, play this clip.
Well, facts still matter, so let's look back at his record. Walz's first executive order as governor was to create a Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council. He also supported open borders.
You know, he talks about this wall. I always say, let me know how high it is. If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in the 30-foot ladder factory.
And he pushed socialism.
Don't ever shy away from our progressive values. One person's socialism is another person's neighborliness. Just do the damn work.
Oh, wait, and there's more. He signed an executive order protecting gender-affirming care or surgeries for minors in his state. And in 2020, he was the governor of Minnesota during the George Floyd riots that burned part of Minneapolis to the ground. It was so bad that Walz himself called out his own response.
I got a call from a friend and a dedicated public servant. Senator Torres Ray called in her district, and it was on fire. And there weren't any police there. There weren't any firefighters. There was no social control, and her constituents were locked in their house wondering what they were going to do. That is an abject failure that cannot happen. If the issue is that the state should have moved faster, that is on me.
Not only do they have nothing, they are spiraling like I've never seen before. The momentum with Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Walz is electric. Can you feel it? Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together. Thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful day.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.